Jeremy McMillan. Number 24, Jason Hutchins. Number 50, Brian Struhall. Assistant coaches, number 25, Mike Clement. Number 5, Andy Sawyers. Number 19, Justin Seeley. The non-starters for the Aggies, number 1, Blake Alamond. Number 2, Chance Bolserick. Number 21, Denny Clement. Number 4, Charlie Curl. Number 44, Jason Freeman. Number 37, Derek Hadley. Number 28, Ross Hales. Number 12, Cole Langford. Number 32, Kyle Martin. Number 15, Daniel Mingden. Number 55, Rafael Pineda. Number 22, Corey Ray. Number 54, Parker Ray. Number 3, Jace Statham. Number 36, Ross Stripling. Number 23, Gandhi Stubblefield. Number 35, Esteban Uriegas. Now the starting lineup and batting order for the Texas A&M Aggies. Leading off, playing right field, number 18, Tyler Naquin. Batting second, third baseman, number 17, Matt Yingle. Batting third, first baseman, number 27, Jacob House. Batting fourth, the catcher, number 6, Troy Stein.
Batting fifth, designated hitter, number 30, Mitchell Now. Batting sixth, left fielder, number 8, Brandon Wood. Batting seventh, the shortstop, number 16, Mikey Reynolds. Batting eighth, the center fielder, number 13, Craig Ratson. Batting ninth, second baseman, number 14, Scott Arthur. Pitching for the Aggies, number 38, Michael Waka. The head coach for the Aggies is Rob Childress. The umpires for tonight's game, at first base, Frank Nevis. At second base, Scott Latender. At third base, Steve Corby. And behind home plate is Tim Bessie. Ladies and gentlemen, the American flag and the Texas flag are at half-staff this evening in memory of the Honorable Ken Legler, state representative from Pasadena, Texas, who passed away earlier today. At this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your hats and join us as we honor America and those who serve and protect it with the singing of our national anthem, sung tonight by Kelly Herridge, Texas A&M class of 1994.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose
2. Strike 3 call, it's over. And the team that almost did not make the field of 64 has won it back to back.
Welcome to Bluebell Park in College Station, Texas. The Dayton Flyers happy to be here, making their first trip to an NCAA regional, set to take on the host team and number 1 seeded Texas A&M Aggies. The fans are ready. They are sawing horns here in College Station. Taking a look at our bracket right now, the winner of this game will take on Ole Miss, who came from behind to defeat TCU in the early game. Once again, that game will be tomorrow night. The loser of this game between Texas A&M and Dayton will take on the Horned Frogs in early action. So happy to have you with us. I'm Deuces Rogers alongside 3-time All-American and former Tennessee Volunteer star Chris Burke. All right, Chris, we mentioned that Dayton's here for the very first time. They took a plane to get here, but you might as well say that they used their legs to get here.
Yeah, Dayton gets here, their first ever regional, on the strength of their running game. Coach Tony Vittorio preaches aggressive base running. And they have 162 stolen bases this year and have not only stole a bunch of bases but done it efficiently. 83% success rate. Incredible number by the Dayton Flyers.
The man whose job it will be to keep them off the bases, that guy right there, the ace of the Aggie staff, Michael Walker.
Michael Walker gives you everything you want out of a #1 starter. Fastball up to 96, a true swing and miss changeup, and has been a workhorse for the A&M team this year.
As you can see, he averages a strikeout per inning. Here's the lineup he will face, and it starts with the speedsters at the top and Brian Blasek.
Blasek's been incredible, a former walk-on, now becomes the first Flyer to ever be a 3-time first-team all-conference player, 35 stolen bases, 7th in America in that category.
Waka, a right-handed pitcher. The awards keep racking up for him. A Golden Spikes Awards semifinalist, one of 3 on this team for head coach Rob Childress.
Yeah, Waka, as we said in the opening, brings a lot to the table. Keith Law has him projected as a surefire first-round pick, and you can see why. Intimidating presence on the mound, fastball up to 96, changeup great, curveball, slider, a little bit still a work in progress. But this kid, you're going to see everything you would want to see out of a top pick as far as stats and prospect. This kid brings it all to the table.
As for Coach Childress, in his 7th season at the school, hired back in 2005, came from Nebraska, he's all about the pitching.
Yeah, and he's done a great job with his staff. You know, kind of in the new bat era, the BB core era, they're all about challenging the hitters, throwing strikes. And if you look at the starters' numbers, the ball count is so low. The base on balls with his staff, incredible job Childress does with the staff.
On the flip side, there you see Tony Vittorio in his 13th season as head coach of the Dayton Flyers. Season high 6 straight wins coming into this contest tonight.
Man, I tell you what, shaking this man's hands like putting your finger in an electrical socket. This guy's all passion and brings that carries over to his squad, and they play the game with a fire and a tenacity. And it's going to be a fun game to watch here. You got 2 teams that are really run the base passes aggressively, and it's going to be a fun game to watch tonight.
We are anticipating a full house here at Bluebell Park here in College Station. Of course, it's going to be heavily pro Texas A&M.
Yeah, we got a monster crowd here tonight. If you don't like college baseball, you're crazy. This place is rowdy. We got the students up there clapping. We got a little funky Cole Medina going. I mean, what else could you ask for?
We are underway here. First pitch is a strike to Blasek. Blasek, one of those table setters for the Flyers. He's quickly in an 0-2 count.
Better not blink. You might miss a pitch here from Waka. This guy likes to get the ball and go.
Just off the plate, 1-2.
Blasek named 3rd-team All-American yesterday by Louisville Slugger. Tremendous honor for an A-10 player.
Swing and a miss. Oh, that was closer than it appeared to be initially. Blasek just got some blazing speed.
Well, Stein had a hard time coming up with that ball, and to be honest with you, you can see the shadows are nasty there. Blasek doesn't pitch up this breaking ball, lets up a little bit here at the end, but I thought he beat the play. Let's see here on this next replay. Whew.
First pitch to Hundley, fouled off.
Yeah, so tie goes to the runner. I think he actually beat it, and which is a huge play because if they can get Blasek on base, whether it's by a strikeout or base hit, boy, that could have really put a chink in Waka's armor here to start the game. Nevertheless, he's working from the windup and gets to work with his full power and repertoire here to start the game with 1 out.
Hundley, a junior from Loveland, Ohio. Inside 2-1. We mentioned this team, the Dayton Flyers, they like to run. School record they like to run. Lead the nation in stolen bases to 162. Only caught 33 times, an .831 percentage.
Yeah, it's a big storyline here today is how can A&M control their base running.
Count runs 3-2.
And of course, talking to Coach Childress, he just said, we're going to keep them off the bases. And that's one way to keep a team from stealing bases. Don't let them get on. And Waka is pretty good at doing that.
Pops straight up. Shortstop Mikey Reynolds under it. 2 away. Here's how the defense lines up behind Waka.
Brayton there in center is a go-getter out there in the outfield. Talking to the staff, they say, ask him if he was acrobatic, and they said, no, he really doesn't need to dive. He's so fast, he catches everything in the air.
It's a ball to Bobby Glover.
Glover, even though Blasek gets all the awards, Glover was named team MVP this year.
Ground ball to Reynolds, over to House. And just like that, it's a 1-2-3 inning. When we come back for the bottom half of the first, Tyler Naquin, a Golden Spikes Award semifinalist, will lead off for the Aggies. A 1-2-3 inning for Michael Waka. So now we go to the bottom of the first inning. Aggies coming to bat. And here's how Rob Childress will send him out there, leading off with Tyler Naquin, another one of those Golden Spikes Award semifinalists.
Yeah, Naquin also a projected first-round pick. Lost the batting title by mere percentage points. Finished runner-up for the Big 12 Player of the Year. Won the Big 12 Player of the Year last year. Star player, gets things started for A&M.
Top 4 batters in this lineup, all batting over 300. And they'll be going up against Mike Hauschild, making his 16th start of the season.
Yeah, Hauschild is senior workhorse for the Dayton Flyers. Team's 11-4 in his starts. Has given up some hits, but has tremendous command. 4-pitch pitcher. Coach Vittorio said has the best off-speed command of any pitcher he has ever coached.
All right, Naquin will lead it off. Naquin batting .384 on the year, 46 RBI, and he's a guy to keep off the bases. He's got 21 stolen bases on the season. We mentioned that he's a Golden Spikes Award semifinalist. Among the winners of that award over the last few years, Buster Posey, Steven Strasburg, Bryce Harper. So if you're in that conversation, you're pretty good.
Yeah, I watched this kid take infield. He looked like Vladimir Guerrero throwing the ball from right field. Very impressive.
Strokes one into the gap in left center. Falls in for a hit, and he's thinking 2. In there with a stand-up double. So leadoff hitter for the Aggies on.
Yeah, he made that look awful easy. You see him hit that extra gear coming around first base. Beautiful job of staying on a pitch and driving into left center field. Watch him stay on this ball. Nice leg kick, drives through the ball the opposite way. And you just see how this ball carries into left center field gap, and that's the exact start Texas A&M's looking for.
Looked like he was thinking 2 as soon as he got out of the box.
Yeah, the first 90 feet are the most important when you're looking for 2, and you can see him hit the Jets right here, come around first, and then glide into second with an easy double.
Third baseman Matt Yangle at the plate.
Interesting at bat here. Do you bunt him over right out of the gate and let House come up and get an easy RBI, or do you trust Yangle to move the ball the opposite field and try to just move Nguyen over there by swinging the bat? Little strategy here in the bottom of the first.
He's swinging on 1-0, misses. Counts now 1-1.
So, you know, a lot of teams in the new bat era would just go ahead and bunt right here and take the lead. You get your stud horse on the mound in the bottom, you know, going back in the lead going back in the second inning with a 1-1 lead and take your run and move on. But A&M appears to be playing for the big inning here. They're going to let Yangle swing the bat.
He does try to bunt foul.
And just as I say that, he drops a bunt down. But that looked more like on his own. That looked like a bunt for a hit, which is really a good play because they're not playing him in at third base. Had he gotten that down, it would have been a really good play. Now he finds himself in a hole 1-2.
Once again, the winner of this game will take on Ole Miss in the night game tomorrow. Hochschild delivers. Back up the box. They will wave Naquin around. He will score without a throw. So just like that, it's a 1-0 Aggies lead.
Well, that's what the home crowd wanted to see. A&M get on the board early and often. Yangle does a great job here staying back on a breaking ball, driving it up the middle, and Hochschild's going to need to get those balls down if he expects to hold this offense down.
The 46th RBI of the season for Yangle.
See, he does a great job there keeping the bat in the zone. Naquin scores easily.
Jacob House at the plate. Back in time.
Yeah, kind of the game within the game here. You get Yangle with 17 stolen bases. All these A&M players tend to get on base and be aggressive. So both teams have their work cut out for them, keeping the other offense at bay.
Yeah, we talk so much about Dayton's speed, but the Aggies may have the speed to match them.
Yeah, they do. You know, like Coach Vittorio was saying, you know, they got 127 bases in the Big 12. So obviously in the A-10, you're not going to run up against the same catchers that you run into the Big 12. So equally as impressive speed on the A&M side of the ball.
Another close one at first. We have two of the top 4 teams in terms of stolen bases this year. Dayton 162, A&M 127. It's going to be a long day for the catchers.
And you see already the attention being paid to the base runners, which is tough on pitchers because that takes your focus off your main job, which is to get hitters out. And with Jacob House up to bat, if you don't keep your focus, you could be behind 3-0 real quick.
House lifts one high down the left field line, out of play.
House is an interesting story. Coach Childress called him the best leader, one of the 3 best leaders he's ever coached. Just called him a first-class kid in every regard. Yet he's a transfer kid. Went to Arkansas, played in a regional for Arkansas, but is from Texas and wanted to come back closer to home and really just kind of landed in their lap. And since coming to school has been a solidifying force in the middle of their order. Played a great first base, and like Coach Childress was saying, really been a glue in that clubhouse. And he's kind of the policeman inside that locker room.
He's in the hole, 0-2. Stays alive again.
You know, Hochschild's got the advantage he's about to have the advantage of the shadows creeping over home plate. You can kind of get a look at, we're playing at a bit of an awkward time here, 6:45, and you see these shadows are coming over home plate here. Should make it more difficult for the hitters to see off speed pitches.
House grooves one into right field. Yangle will hold up at second. 3rd straight hit to start this inning for the Aggies.
You know, Hochschild's used to giving up hits. He's given up 123 hits and 113 innings, but he's going to have to get that ball down. That's 3 straight hitters he's left the ball up on. And, you know, they told us that when he's up, that's when he gets in trouble. And he's had 2 hitters in a row now with 2 strike counts and giving up rockets on off-speed pitches. So he's going to have to really work through this if he's going to be able to hang around for a while.
So Stein's at the plate now. Stein batting .313 on the year. 25 RBI. Shows bunt.
Interesting play here. You got the starting pitcher on the ropes. You've hit 3 rockets. You got your cleanup hitter up in the bottom of the first. You really got a chance to blow this game open. Of course, you know, with the new bats, 3 runs would be blowing it open, but I'd have a hard time bunting my cleanup hitter here in this situation. But coach feels comfortable. He wants to move 2 guys into scoring position and see if Nall can't drive them in.
Shows bunt again. Count now 1-1. If the Aggies get a couple runs here, it might be tough for the Flyers to score off of the All-American Walker.
Yeah, this is exactly the opposite of the way Dayton wanted to start this ball game. Nevertheless, here they are, and they need Hochschild to make some pitches and field his position right here. It'd be a big boost to them if they could somehow get out of this and keep it at 2 or 3 runs.
Gets the bunt down. Only play at first base. 1 away, but the runners move up. We've got second and third now.
Perfectly executed sacrifice bunt. All you young players out there, if you're ever wanting to bunt a runner, when you got bunt a runner over who's at second base, you want to get the ball down the third base line, make the third baseman field the ball. It's exactly what he did right there, and you can see that allows the runners to easily advance. Excellent job by the catcher Stein there, moving the runners up.
That'll bring up Mitchell now, the DH. Runners on second and third, just 1 out.
Tough situation here for Coach Vittorio. I mean, your gut probably wants to play the infield in and see if you can't keep this runner at third, but you also don't want to give up a big inning.
Right down Broadway, 0-1.
So he's going to play the infield back and hope his infield can make a play, concede the second run, and try to get back in on offense and get something going on their end.
Off speed kind of froze him there.
That's what they need from Hochschild. Keep the ball in the corners, keep the ball at the knees, and he's got a chance to work deep into this game. And maybe, you know, you're probably dealing with some nerves here. Obviously, the first start in a postseason situation in front of a packed house, there's a little adrenaline rolling through his veins. I guarantee you that.
Dayton normally plays in front of a couple hundred fans. We're probably going to have 6,000 fans here at Bluebell Park.
Yeah, this is the time of their lives. I mean, these Dayton kids will remember this the rest of their lives, and obviously they'd like to remember it with positive thoughts. So, again, controlling their emotions is going to be a big part of the early part of this game.
The 1-2 to now in the dirt, 2-2.
Dugan doing a great job behind the plate, blocking these balls up in a high-pressure situation.
The Dayton Flyers began the season 2-9 and then got rolling, won 6 straight games to get in to this NCAA regional. 10 seniors on this team, and you've got to imagine these 10 seniors don't want it to end. Ground ball, left side. Sunderman over to first, and
Sunderman did a great job there, reads that runner, gets kind of a late jump. Sunderman does a great job of realizing he's got to play at the plate here. Really, this is the only thing you can't do as a hitter is hit the ball to the corners, and Sunderman does a great job staying in front of that ball, making the play at the plate, and keeping the second run off the board for the Flyers.
So 5-2 is to put out there.
Big at bat in the game here. Hochschild has kind of righted the ship, has a chance to get out of here with only 1 run.
Brandon Wood, the left fielder, 267 on the year, 25 RBI. Hochschild about to throw his 20th pitch of the inning. Home crowd doesn't like that move.
Always. No matter where that move is done, half the home crowd will always yell balk. That's just obligatory. I think they tell you that when you get your ticket, that you have to yell balk if they ever do a 31 move.
A little tight 2-0.
Big pitch here. So, he's got a chance to get out of this inning with only 1 run, but now he's fallen behind 2-0. The question is, can he make a pitch here behind in the count and try to get the Flyers back in the dugout?
Chopper to third. Bobbled by Sunderman, but gets his man at first. So the damage was minimized. A&M strikes first. It'll be 1-0 going into the top of the second as we take a look at Yangle right back up the box. Top of the second coming up right after this. Back here in College Station, Bluebell Park, Deuces Rogers alongside Chris Burke. What do you think they're making out there?
Oh, man, that's a great question. Probably some dogs, some burgers, maybe some barbecue.
Maybe they're tweeting about some recipes we've got. You can follow Kyle Peterson on Twitter throughout the tournament for his thoughts about all the action and the teams as they head to Omaha, Nebraska in the College World Series. Top of the second here. 4, 5, and 6 hitters coming up for Dayton. C.J. Gilman at the plate.
Gilman is the unquestioned leader of this club. Coach Vittorio just raved about the makeup and qualities of this young man.
That's out of play.
And has obviously had a great year. I mean, 314, 5 home runs, 63 RBIs. Senior leader of this club. And 19 stolen bases to boot. So it just shows you they run up and down this lineup.
Waka goes upstairs and gets him.
That's called gas. That's what we call that. That's 96 at your neck. And you're not going to be real successful offering at these pitches right here. You see this ball. We saw that from Bobby Wall in game 1, and Waka's showing us anything you can do, I can do better with some high cheese.
Freshman A.J. Ryan at the plate. Waka touching 93 on that one.
And Ryan, one of the few freshmen that sees the field here for the Dayton Flyers, has really done a good job coming out of nowhere and earning a spot in the everyday lineup for this club.
Late on the fastball. ESPN baseball analyst Keith Law has Waka as a top 20 prospect in the upcoming amateur draft.
It has him projected as the 5th best college pitcher in America, and really says the only thing he lacks is a true third pitch. He's got the fastball changeup.
Ground ball. Arthur has it. So here are here's the latest mock draft from Keith Law. These guys are all playing right now.
Yeah, you see Waka there projected to go to the Nationals as the 16th pick.
That's a base hit for Zach Stewart. So a 2-out hit, and let's see what the Dayton Flyers can do with their first base run of the game.
Yeah, Waka's showing us that he is human, and that these Flyers can make solid contact off of him. And that's a big hit for the Flyers. Get somebody on base. Let's get this guy working out of the stretch and see if we can't run the bases a little bit and do what got us here.
Jared Broughton at the plate. One of the unique things about this ballpark, it's like the old barnstorming days. You get trains going out in the outfield.
That's right.
We are in College Station, aren't we?
Yes, we are. And just another part of the character of this ballpark. Just a great place for a college baseball game. Great atmosphere, beautiful night. We got a car alarm going. I mean, what else could you ask for?
Is that your rental car?
Probably.
You leave anything valuable in it, did you? Snap throw to first. Catcher Troy Stein trying to keep the base runners honest. You mentioned that Dayton likes to run. Pretty much every runner on their team has stolen bases.
Yeah, even Stewart, who's not necessarily known for his speed, has found a way to steal 10 bags this year, and they just do a great job of getting jumps. Yeah, so A&M's thrown out 39%, and Dayton stole 83%, so something's got to give here.
Fouled away, remains 1-2. And we mentioned so much about pitch count and stuff like that, but every time the pitcher throws over to first base, that's taking a little bit something out of him as well.
Yeah, and again, it's just a distraction. You know, these guys, they're born to throw strikes, they're born to throw home. They are usually tunnel vision on the mitt, and really in today's college game, you don't see a ton of teams. Maybe some more here recently. There's not a ton of teams that steal bases like this Dayton team, and so something interesting for them to prepare for.
That one's lifted out in a short right. It'll fall in for a hit, so we've got first and second right now. Back-to-back singles, all with 2 outs.
You see Stewart did not even think about challenging Naquin's arm, pulled up immediately at second base. That's a smart idea. You don't want to run on that dude.
So that'll bring up the number 8 hitter, third baseman Robbie Sunderman. He'll eventually move to shortstop next season once Blasek graduates.
Made a big play in the bottom of the first to hold A&M to only 1 run in that inning.
That one gets away from the catcher Stein. Both runners will move up. Officially rolled a pass ball.
Yeah, you see Stein kind of takes his eye off this ball here. Again, dealing with some shadows. Looks like he was going to do a back pick to first base and kind of snatches this catch. Watch him come up like he's going to throw to first here, but you need the ball to throw it to first. And consequently, now we got some serious action, second and third, and there's a lot more ways to score from third than there are from second.
Waka already up to 28 pitches.
Big pitch here.
(0-2) count to Sunderman. Outside, 1-2.
You know, anytime you can get to third base, it puts that much more pressure on the pitcher-catcher combo, because at second base you can, you trust to throw the breaking ball in the dirt. At third base, you're a little more leery, and the catcher's really got to do his job if you try to go out of the zone to strike somebody out.
Called strike on the outside corner. Waka gets out of it without giving up a run.
Big pitch by Michael Waka here, freezing up Sunderman to get A&M off the field unscathed.
Division I student athletes have higher SAT and ACT scores than college-bound students.
The number of us receiving diplomas
is at an all-time high.
African American males who are student athletes
are 10% more likely to graduate.
Still think we're just a bunch of dumb jocks?
You need to do your homework.
There are over 400,000 NCAA student athletes, and just about all of us will be going pro in something other than sports.
Back here at beautiful Bluebell Park, College Station, Texas. The first-seeded Aggies leading 1-0 over Dayton. For more tournament coverage and interactive brackets, you can go to ncaa.com. I mentioned it's a beautiful park. It is an absolutely beautiful night for baseball.
Gorgeous night, great atmosphere. Hochschild got out of that first with only one. Let's see if he can settle down now and start getting the ball down around the knees where he needs to live.
He threw 21 pitches in that first inning. 7, 8, 9 hitters coming up. Mikey Reynolds. Inside 1-1.
Reynolds got off to a great start for these guys, has struggled lately, dealt with some tendonitis in his arm, was out of the lineup for a couple weeks, and trying to get his stroke back here later in the season.
Misses low, 1-2.
And that's a pitch Hochschild's going to need. That's a great pitch at the knees. 50-50 pitch goes A&M's way. Tough break there for Hochschild.
Some members of the staff told us when Hochschild gets in trouble, it's when he gets those pitches up. So he's got to keep those pitches down. That one's upstairs. 3-1. Nice grab by the fan.
We've seen some plays tonight.
First game, and
yeah, Coach Mazey, Randy Mazey, the pitching coach for TCU, his wife makes a great grab in the first game, and we got another fan making a play. Athletic fans here.
Young fan happy. That one is skied to left field. Stewart makes the grab. One down.
That's one of those balls in the BB Core era that you don't hold your breath as much for these days. You know, that ball's hit up. When you see a ball hit up, you don't worry about it anymore. You know a guy's really got to drive it out as opposed to up. And used to be with the old bats, you could get some balls that you could hit up and would carry with the bigger sweet spot and high at exit velocity, but not anymore.
Trey Bratson lays one down. They get him at first.
Great play by Hochschild. Bratson, who might be the fastest player on A&M's roster, lays down a pretty good bunt here. Needs it a little more towards the third base line, but watch this barehanded pickup. Keeps his poise and throws a strike to first. You see a lot of pitchers lose their poise on this play and throw that ball down the right field line, but not Hochschild, showing his veteran presence, making a great play there.
The only chance he had was to barehand that one. That brings up Scott Arthur, the number 9 hitter, another speedster on this Aggies team. He takes strike one.
Yeah, they do a great job, Coach Childress, setting his lineup up where even though Naguin leads off, he gets the benefit of having 2 speedsters in the 8-9 hole. He's almost like a second 3-hole hitter.
That one just misses.
Bratson and Arthur are almost like a second 1-2, and Naquin comes around the second time, and a lot of this season has been hitting with people on base, and really they get the best of both worlds with that.
Good pitch by Hochschild there.
Definitely seems to be feeling more comfortable this inning. Let's see if he can get a good put-away pitch here and get Dayton back in the dugout quick.
2-2.
Excellent four-seam fastball on the outside corner. Tim Vesey showing that he's going to be a little tight tonight, not giving Hochschild that pitch, but that ball's off the plate. Good call by Vesey.
Off speed misses. Now it's 3-2.
I think that's the splitter changeup that they told us was his best swing and miss pitch. You can see him going to that on 2-2, trying to get a strikeout. My guess is on 3-2 he's going to go back to the fastball.
back up the box. That's a base hit. So speed on the bases for the Aggies. Arthur on with a 2-out single.
Great job by Arthur there, using the middle of the field, driving that fastball right back up the middle. And again, now they get what they want, which is Naguin up with a runner on base.
Tyler Naquin, he doubled in the first inning, later scored the game's only run. He's another guy that'll be drafted in next week's amateur draft.
It'll be interesting to see where he ends up settling as a pro. Will he stay in right? Will he move to center? Doesn't project as a big home run hitter, even though I think he's got a lot of room to fill out in that frame. You know, kids like this that can really hit and are still on the thin side. I mean, he's 6'2", 175. You got to believe as a 25-year-old putting time in the weight room as a pro that this kid's going to probably get close to 200 pounds, and you'll see a lot of those warning track balls start to sail over the fence.
It's ball low. Keith Law also says he's got one of the best outfield arms in the draft.
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, I mean, this kid looked like Vladimir Guerrero warming up. He was throwing line drives from the warning track to home in infield, outfield pregame. Very, very impressive. Kind of reminded me of like a young Jeff Francoeur. Accurate, arm strength, athletic. One of the things that's interesting about Naguin is his stance. Stands very erect. Kind of gets into his swing with a little leg kick. You don't see too many guys stand that tall with their feet that close together anymore.
Takes a strike.
But if you're going to stand that close together, the challenge would be to not lunge forward. And what he does is a really good job of loading in his legs and landing with balance. And so, kids, if you're out there watching and you want to copy this stance, just realize the challenge of this would be to not land too hard on your front leg. He does a really good job of landing soft and staying under control.
A .384 hitter this year. Strokes that one in a right center. A lot of speed out there. Bobby Glover gets under it to make the grab. So no runs, one hit, no errors, one man left. At the end of 2, 1-0 Aggies.
This sweet spot is estimated to be about 2 inches smaller. And on average, balls leave the new bats 5% slower than the old bats. When you factor in all the other variables, including pitch speed, swing speed, and launch angle, this 5% decrease can turn a 400-foot home run off the old bat into a 375-foot long fly off the new bat.
And here's the last at bat in the last inning. Naquin looked like he stroked it.
Yeah, you know, I'm not smart enough to follow all that science, but as a ball player, I am smart enough to understand that 375 is shorter than 400, and that's a bad thing when you're a hitter. And that ball right there is a home run 2 years ago, and now not only is it not a home run, it's not even a hit, because when you give center fielders room to cover, they're going to run balls down. And so when balls stay in the park and you got fast center fielders out there, they turn into outs.
Waka back in there.
That is a perfect example of what the new BB Core, how it has changed the game and why the power numbers are so much drastically lower.
Curious Dugan takes that one. It's evened up at 1-1.
Consequently, speed times in games are down. Walks are down. Errors are down.
Through the right side. Play it first. Wow, how often do you see that? And there's that kid, Tyler Naquin, we're talking about. That is the rare 9-3 putout.
As I said in the first game, these plays always happen to catchers. Poor Curious Dugan finally gets a base hit, does a great job of using the whole field, shoots this ball into right field. And Naquin charges right out of the gate and shows off his cannon and comes out and makes the play at first base. Incredible play by Naquin.
So not only a heads-up play by Naquin, but give credit to the first baseman, Jacob House, for covering the bag. And that's a base hit by Blasick, so it's a one-out hit.
Now that play by Naquin is even bigger, because now we should have first and second, nobody out, and probably getting a sack bunt here to put runners on second and third. Instead, you got a runner on first and nobody, and one out. But nevertheless, here we get the matchup we've been looking for, which is Blasick on first base. Let's see how he approaches this time on base.
Hundley at the plate takes a strike. It's 0-1. Now, Coach Childress was telling us not so much pressure on the catchers, but a lot of pressure on his pitchers to keep those guys at first base close.
Yeah, one of the things they want to do is change their tempo. So they're going to, what that means is they're going to hold long, or they're going to come set and throw. They're going to leg kick. They're going to slide step. They're going to pick. They're going to step off. They're going to do everything they can to try to get Blasick out of rhythm.
0-2 count, good to run on?
No, for that reason right there. Pitcher's got to pitch to waste, and when you got a base stealer on first, really your best count is a 2-2 count, because you know the pitcher doesn't want to go 3-2, and a lot of times that pitch is a breaking ball, so he'll probably waited out one more pitch.
Walker keeping a close eye on Blasick.
What a great play by Naquin, throwing a guy out at first.
You don't see that too often.
I'm telling you, first game, the poor catcher from Ole Miss, Allen hits the ball in the 6-hole, and Jones makes a great play, and now we get the catcher from Dayton hitting the ball to right field and getting thrown out.
Blasick has only been thrown out 3 times. He is going. Fouled off. Coach Vittorio's style is to put pressure on the defense by running a lot.
Yeah, and when you got a big, tall pitcher like Waka, normally they're not that fast to the plate. So as a base stealer, man, I'm just waiting for that leg to kick, and I'm gone.
The 1-2 pitch. Tight. 2-2.
Waka's not extremely fast to the plate. Stein just an average thrower. Surprised to see Blasick still at first base. Obviously, he gave it the 1 run, but I'd be surprised if he doesn't run here.
Waka thinking the exact same thing you're thinking.
You got to go. You have to. That's how they got here. You can't all of a sudden show up in a regional and play scared. Coach Vittorio said they weren't going to do that, and this is a perfect example of where you just got to go. You got to trust your instincts.
He is not going. Fouled off again. Remains 2-2.
Coach said the players, for the most part, have the green light. There are a few players that don't, and there's some situations where he'll take it off. So you wonder right now, is this Blasick choosing not to run, or is the coach taking the steal sign off because he wants the left-handed hitter to hit in that 4-hole?
Another check at the runner. You were telling the story last night that in a game you played at, they threw over 9 straight times.
Yeah, Ole Miss, my junior year, picked 9 straight times on me once. And yeah, and that'll test your stamina as a base stealer. How bad do you really want to steal? When somebody picks 9 times in a row, you'll figure it out. For me, it kind of ticked me off, and I stole as soon as the guy kicked his leg. So, and Coach Bianco was telling that story, and I kind of liked it when he told that story.
Got him. High heat. 2 away.
You're not going to be successful chasing the high fastball when it's coming in there 95, 96. Easier said than done, but you got to find a way to get that ball down in the zone, or you're going to have a lot of results that look like that.
Bobby Glover will step in. 0 for 1 in the evening. Grounded out to short, his first at bat in the first. Blasek keeps diving in there back at first base.
Just can't believe he's still there. Cannot believe he hadn't run yet. There he goes.
Throw is high. Steals it easy.
So, you know, maybe they decided to keep him there just for the left-handed hitter, see if they couldn't hit that 4-hole. But great jump. You see he does the little walking lead right there, and he's off to the races. That hop step that he did right there is unique to Dayton. That's a move that Brian Roberts has patented with the Baltimore Orioles. And the whole idea by that lead is it's a momentum lead, and you're trying to, it's almost like a delay steal, except you're going before the pitcher throws it. And when you get that type of momentum into your start, nearly impossible for a catcher to throw you out.
Blasek adds to his school record now with 36 steals on the year, adds to his school career record with his 65th of the year. It's now 3-0 to Glover. 1-0 Aggies lead. Get back in the box, that's a strike.
You gotta love it, man. 3-0 count. Coach Vittorio told us we are not coming here to play scared. Glover had the green light right there. Check swung at it, but you gotta love a 3-0 green light if you're a hitter, man. Give me that green light. You know you're getting a groove heater. And 3-1 should be the same pitch.
Fouled away.
What separates great pitchers from average pitchers is, can you throw fastballs in fastball counts and still get bad swings or bad contact? And you see Waka has put himself in some bad counts tonight, but Flyers are still having a hard time squaring the ball up.
The 3-2. Ball 4. So first and second, 2 outs. And the number 4 hitter, C.J. Gilman, will come to the plate.
You got to love what Dayton has done here early. Second and third last inning, now first and second this inning. Putting pressure on Walker, but this by no means has been a cakewalk for him. Again, he's still just one pitch of getting out of this thing, but Dayton has done a great job of making him work for every out he's gotten and putting some pressure situations on this big right-hander.
Childress would like to talk to his big right-hander, settle him down.
You know, you got your star cleanup hitter up to bat, team captain, the glue of the team. And so, you know, percentages say let him hit. Just run the bases once he puts the ball in play. But, again, Dayton plays outside of the box. And wouldn't it be interesting to see a double steal here? And now you put some big-time pressure on him. Of course, the thought against that would be, well, if you open up first base, they're just going to walk Gilman and now pitch to the next guy. So my guess, if I was Coach Vittorio, I'd leave them there and let your 4-hole hitter who leads your team in RBIs drive them in.
The winner of this regional will take on the winner of the LA regional. That gets underway. UCLA and Creighton. UCLA, the big dog in that region. The other game in that regional just got underway. Here in College Station, a 1-0 Aggies lead, 2 on, 2 outs for C.J. Gilman.
What a good pitch. First pitch breaking ball for strike 1, and now he can do whatever he wants to here on the 0-1 count. Big pitch there by Waka.
Starting off with a breaking ball, what does that do to his fastball when he does throw it?
Makes it look that much faster.
Late swing.
There you see the evidence, as Gilman's going to have to pick his thumbs back up as he bends down and picks that bat up. That didn't feel good, I promise you that. And shadows are a little tough. Waka's throwing cheese out there. He starts with a big hook, first strike, and now he comes back with an up and in heater. And Gilman gets that right off the knuckles.
So he's in the hole 0-2. Got him.
That is what star pitchers do right there. Dialing up a heater when he needs one, keeping the Dayton Flyers off the board, 1-0 going to the bottom of the third.
There are over 400,000 NCAA student athletes, and just about all of us will be going pro in something other than sports.
Back here in College Station, Texas, the Aggies, the #1 seed of this region, leading Dayton 1-0 right now, heading into the bottom of the third inning. So Hochschild back out there on the mound. He'll face the 2, 3, and 4 hitters. Yangle lifts one high. Second baseman Broughton under it. One away.
That's what Hochschild wanted. Pitching and out. Can't beat it. One pitch, one out. And Hochschild continues to show why he's a senior leader on this club. A little shaky early, but has really settled in nicely.
First baseman Jacob House. He had a single in the first inning.
I'm going to ask Coach Sawyers tomorrow, the hitting coach for this club, if they teach the stand-up stance, because we see that from the first 3 hitters in the A&M order.
Yeah, no bend in the knees at all.
First 3 hitters start tall, kind of Adam LaRoche, Will Clark-like, and then they do a little leg kick to get ready.
That one is jacked into the corner in right field. One hopper to the wall. House in with the double.
House showing you why he's an all Big 12 player here. Gets a fastball that catches too much of the plate. Trying to go in, miss with the pitch. And watch this leg kick, load, and whack. So that's some serious bat speed right there by House. And really, Hochschild's lucky he got that one back. That could have easily ended up on the train tracks.
Stein at the plate now. First at bat sacrifice. Looks at it outside. Stein batting .313 on the year, 25 runs driven in. Bounces one, gets away. House in the third, standing up.
Well, free bases will kill you. Hochschild bounces an off-speed pitch there, and Dugan really does all he can, which is keep in front of him and allows House to move up. Actually, that's just a fastball that he spikes, and they're going to play the infield in here and try to prevent the second run from coming across the plate.
Wild pitch. Ball 3. Walks him on 4 pitches.
And that's smart, really. Once you fall behind 3-0, just walk him, take your chances with Now to get a double play. Now a good batter, has been hot lately, but obviously does not run well, backup catcher, and presents a double play opportunity. So Hochschild basically just free pass there to Stein, see if we can't get a 5-4 or 6-4-3 double play and get out of this inning. Coach Sawyers is coaching him up exactly on that, saying, hey, look, he's going to throw you sinkers. He's going to throw you off-speed pitches. You got to do your best to try to get a ball to the outfield here and get this run in. And great offenses are made by executing runner at third, less than 2-out situations. A big at-bat here for the young freshman.
Aggies in a good spot here. First and third, 1 out. 1-0 lead. Ball in the dirt again.
That's the second fastball that Hochschild spiked. And look, he's looking at the mound. He doesn't like his landing area. He's clearing a space for himself there when he lands. And something seems to be awry because Hochschild, known for his command, Like I said, it's one thing when a guy spikes a breaking ball in an 0-2 count or something of that nature, but when you're throwing fastballs that are bouncing in front of home plate, probably something mechanical going on, or like he's saying, maybe he's slipping there on his landing spot.
The 1-0 to now. Catches the plate, 1-1.
Great pitch. The crowd didn't like it, but really that's exactly what Hochschild's trying to do. And really a good job by now to be patient and lay off that pitch, because only something bad could have happened there with a great sinker down and away.
A very partisan crowd here at Bluebell Park. That one misses. 2-1.
I'll tell you, very impressed with the poise that now is showing up here. This is an easy at bat. Home crowd, your first regional as a freshman, first and third, easy to get up there and try to do too much. But he appears to be very in control up there right now.
Michael Hochschild already up to 48 pitches. We're in the bottom of the third inning. Chop foul.
Remember, this inning started with a pitch and an out.
Yeah.
One pitch, one out. Now here we are deep into this inning, and Hochschild trying to work for everything he gets here. Is begging now to hit a ground ball at an infielder, see if he can't get off the field here with an inning double play.
Coach Vittorio doesn't have a lot of dependable arms in that bullpen outside of Bernie Mitchum. So he'd like to see Hochschild eat up some innings. Runner back.
Yeah, you're going to have to get an army to bring Hochschild out of this game. Senior, he's waited his entire career to get out there on that mound in regional play, and they're going to give him his chance to work through this tough stretch.
Tap foul.
Now keeps wasting good pitches, and eventually, as a hitter, if you keep wasting the good ones, law of averages says the pitcher's going to mess up at some point. And to me right now, the advantage is in A&M's favor here.
The 51st pitch for Hochschild. Caught looking.
This is what we call a backdoor two-seamer. Now's not happy about the call, but Greg Maddox made this pitch famous. You'll see he starts that ball in the other batter's box and runs it back to the outside corner. And as a right-handed hitter, you just think that's a ball, and the late movement freezes you. And just a great pitch by Hochschild, setting himself up to get out of this inning.
Good time for his first strikeout, and good framing by the catcher, Kyrus Dugan.
Excellent pitch.
Brandon Wood, the left fielder, steps to the plate. 0 for 1 on the night. He grounded out to third in his first at-bat. One and 0.
Wood's a dangerous hitter. Started the year smoking hot, cooled off, has got it going here again lately, but there's a lot of power in this bat. 5 home runs, and he can change the game with one swing.
2-0. A 1-0 Aggies lead here at Bluebell Park. The winner of this game will face Ole Miss tomorrow night. Ball 3. "14 batters face, 7 first pitch strikes. Lost him. His second walk of the inning. Loads the bases.
I tell you, Hochschild's showing some real poise. You know, most pitchers, you're schooled, okay, you're 3-0, let's get back in the count. But you can tell he showed no intention to Stein or to Wood there of even attempting to throw a strike on 3-0. He'd rather start over with a new count. And I'm telling you, you see major league pitchers do that all the time. Take your chances with the next hitter. Every hitter in this A&M lineup's dangerous, and really he just gets rid of that hitter and he's going to start over with Reynolds here and see if he can't get a first pitch strike, which he's been inconsistent to say the least at so far at this game.
Mikey Reynolds will be the next batter to come to the plate, the shortstop.
You gotta like that dialogue there between Dugan and Hochschild. A couple smiles, a couple chuckles. These kids don't look like they're nervous. They look like they're out there having a good time. And it'd probably be a little more fun if he could get out of this inning. Make a pitch right here and get back to the dugout only down a run.
Nowhere to put Reynolds, bases loaded. Falls behind another batter.
Yeah, that's a breaking ball that you'd like to see ahead in the count. We need to get a breaking ball that's has a little more command of it. Make sure we get it in there for a strike. That looked like a 2-strike breaker there.
Ball 2. He walked Brandon Wood on 4 pitches, and now he's behind 2-0 on Mikey Reynolds.
Big pitch in the game here. Reynolds knows he's getting a fastball in a fastball count. Let's see what he does with it.
Takes it for ball 3.
Well,
seven straight balls.
You see the crowd is counting the balls with Hochschild.
Walks in a run.
We got the faithful up in the right field corner saying they're counting the balls as each one is thrown, so they're up to ball 8 now. They're going to start chanting ball 9. And you don't see this in the A-10. You don't see thousands of fans yelling ball 9 when you're scuffling to get a ball over the plate. So there's a lot of things that Hochschild's dealing with besides just this A&M lineup.
Gabe Bratson at the plate, the center fielder. Finally a strike.
Again, just 2-0. It feels worse, but it's just 2-0. Hochschild can get out of this thing. Still a lot of game left.
Good off-speed pitch.
And I'm going to tell you right now, sometimes the best thing you can do with the bases loaded is walk a guy. You fall behind. Again, I'd rather give up 1 than 3 or 4. And sometimes you just got to pitch to the next guy.
Good stop by Dugan.
What a great play, saving his roommate a run there. That'll earn him a refreshment after the game, a Diet Coke or Dr. Pepper, whatever Dugan's drink of choice is. But what a great play, saving his roommate a run.
The count 1-2 to Cray Bratson. 63 pitches already for Hochschild. Of those 63 pitches in this inning, 27. Another fortunate stop by Dugan.
Dugan stops another one. And at some point, Hochschild's going to have to pitch to contact. He's going to have to challenge Bratson here with a fastball and trust his defense to make a play. To this point in the inning, he has appeared hesitant to do that, but you got to trust your defense here and make a pitch over the plate.
Fouled away. If you're Michael Walker, the pitcher for the Aggies, this long inning, what does that do to your arm?
Well, at 20 years old, probably not much, but he's in there rooting for his boys because I guarantee you he'd rather be pitching with a 5-0 lead than a 2-0 lead.
Caught looking outside corner, and Hochschild gets out of the jam by giving up just 1 run. 6 men left on base thus far for the Aggies. It's 2-0 Aggies. We are back here at Bluebell Park. Coach Vittorio's family, the Dayton faithful, making the trip here to College Station, Texas. It's 2-0 right now, Texas A&M. Some news and notes from around the NCAA baseball tournament. Samford Bulldogs, like Dayton, making their first ever trip, defeats Mississippi State.
Yeah, with all the SEC love, Mississippi State runs through the Southeastern Conference tournament and then lays an egg in the first round against Samford, so that's big news across the country.
Phil Pohl for Clemson, 2 for 5, a grand slam, 5 RBI. The SEC with 8 teams in the NCAA regionals. So Michael Walker had an extended break during that inning. Takes the mound with a 2-0 lead here in the 4th inning.
Both these pitchers have been less than efficient, to say the least, and Walker needs to come out there and find some rhythm and try to get a quick inning for the Aggies.
1-1 A.J. Ryan. Ryan grounded to second in his first at-bat. Late. 1-2.
You know, hitting Michael Walker is tough enough at 96, but when you're getting a ball coming from a bright background into a dark shadow, it makes it even tougher.
Just missed.
And if I'm an Aggie right now, I'm saying, what about strike 3 the previous inning to Bratson? That looked like the same pitch. Sometimes umpires are more likely to give that one away than they are in.
Strikes him out swinging. Good start to the inning for Michael Walker.
Walker's not really worried about it. He doesn't need a call. He'll just throw cheese. Again, up in the zone, you cannot compete with Michael Walker up in the zone. You got to find a pitch down in the zone and be ready for it. That high gas will get you every time.
His 6th strikeout of the evening. Zach Stewart at the plate. Breaking ball in there for a strike.
Breaking ball's been better than advertised so far today. It's had some bite. Done a good job of throwing it for strike 1.
Another strike in there. 0-2. Man, he works fast.
Yeah, he's ready to throw it. He gets it and goes.
Struck him out on 3 pitches. The 7th strikeout for Walker.
And why waste time? You know, let's go right at him. You see he's trying to go fastball away, get some good late movement. Stewart trying to just protect right there, but that ball violently runs away from him and can't even get a piece of it.
Second baseman Jarrett Broughton stands in. 1-0.
To this point, this is exactly what Walker needed. He needed a quick inning. He's come out and been assertive, throwing strikes, trying to get off that mound quick.
Fouled away, 1-1. Broughton singled in his first at-bat in the 2nd inning. Takes it high, 2-1. Walker, part of that 1-2 combo that Coach Childress has. Of course, he's got tomorrow night's starter in Ross Stripling, who will be going. 3-2.
Well, it's a good job here by Broughton making Walker work here a little bit, trying to get into that pitch count. Now he needs to make a good swing at a fastball here.
Ball 4, so a 2-out walk. The 2nd walk of the game issued by Walker.
And Coach Childress and Walker have to be a little frustrated there. Thought they were going to have a quick inning. But these Flyers, man, they're scrappy. They've made Walker work every inning, and they continue to do it here in the top of the 4th with a 2-out walk, which 2-out walks have a tendency to come back and haunt you. Let's see if Dayton can do anything with it.
Robbie Sunderman in there. Struck out looking in his first at-bat. Walker opens him up with a strike on the outside corner.
Does a really good job of getting that breaking ball in there for strike 1.
Broughton dancing over there at first base. 0-2.
You know, if I'm Dayton, I'm seeing a pattern. First pitch breaking ball, second pitch fastball has been the pattern here for Walker. You almost want to sit on it.
Ball low. The last 6 Flyers hitters, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts.
They haven't put a ball in play in a while. Looking for contact here. See if they can't get some 2-out lightning.
Walker shaking off some signs. The 1-2. Script foul.
I'm a little surprised with the lack of base running attempts we've seen. They've had some runners on and just haven't been real aggressive so far trying to steal bases.
Blasek, the only Flyer to steal a base in this game. Once again, this team leads the nation in stolen bases. Broughton has 6 stolen bases on the year, has not been caught stealing yet.
Ooh, he was going there.
Caught him leaning the wrong way.
He did. He was lucky to get back. But you know what? When you're running, that happens. You will get caught leaning, but you see he gets back just in time.
Back up the middle. Clean base hit. So the Flyers with first and second. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning.
You got to love this team, man. It looked like Waka was going to cakewalk through the top of the 4th. Great at bat by Broughton, earning a walk. Now Sunderman makes him throw 6-7 pitches and hits a line drive up the middle. And here they are again with runners in scoring position and 2 outs, just waiting for somebody to get that big hit.
Curious Dugan at the plate. His last at bat in the 3rd inning, he hit one which appeared to be a single on the right, and Tyler Naquin, the All-American, threw him out at first base.
Unbelievable play.
Snap throw to first.
We've seen that a few times from Simon. The last time he tried it, he dropped the pitch. This time they pull it off. You can see Dayton was ready for that. He got back easily at first.
You can definitely tell that the Flyers' reputation at being Flyers on the base paths has A&M's attention.
It's an interesting game. I mean, A&M's had base runners, Dayton's had base runners. It's only a 2-run ball game, and one swing of the bat could tie this thing up real quick.
Dugan to the right side. House will take it himself, and that'll do it. 3rd straight inning that Waka has managed to strand 2 on base. It's 2-0 Aggies. We've played 3.5. Michael Walker sitting on a 2-0 lead for the Aggies here in Texas A&M's opening game of this regional against the 4th-seeded Dayton Flyers. Follow us on Facebook for up-to-the-date scores, schedules, and storylines from the 2012 NCAA College World Series. That's what they're all playing for. It's the regional action right now. The winner of this regional will take on the winner of the Los Angeles regional in a super regional next weekend. Best 2 out of 3 there. And then it's on to Omaha, Nebraska and the College World Series.
You got to like this atmosphere. You got the kids playing on the playground. You got a sold-out standing room only stadium. We got ourselves a great ball game. And Hochschild trying to find a way to get back in this game from a pitch count point. He needs a quick inning.
He has yet to have a 1-2-3 inning. Standing in there, the number 9 hitter for the Aggies, Scott Arthur. We mentioned these kids are all trying to get to Omaha. What's it like when you step on the field out there in Omaha in the College World Series?
Well, it's a dream come true. We were able to go in 2001 with Tennessee, and it really is a dream come true to run out on that field. I think there's part of you just happy to get there because you know you're playing on ESPN, you're playing on national TV, the whole world's going to be watching. But then once you're there, you realize that we're playing for a national championship. We're playing for immortality, really, and it's just one of the neatest times of your life.
It's a strike there, 2-1. This is the 10th batter that Hochschild has fallen behind.
I was fortunate enough to play in the College World Series and the Major League World Series, and the College World Series has a special, special feel to it.
It's lifted in the center. Glover out there patrolling. 1 away.
Texas A&M right fielder, number 18, Tyler Naquin.
Here's the All-American stepping to the plate. Right fielder Tyler Naquin. He led off the bottom of the first inning with a double and later scored on Matt Yengel's single. .385 batting average.
He's had a great year. They said they lost in a very close vote to be the back-to-back winner for the Player of the Year in the Big 12, and obviously the Big 12, one of the elite conferences in America, to be at the top of that award 2 years in a row shows the type of player this kid is.
2-0. We mentioned he's one of 3 Aggies finalists for the Golden Spikes Award, along with Ross Stripling and Michael Waka. 2-1.
Naquin nor the home crowd were happy about that call. Naquin's looking back like, hey, dude, you know who I am? It's a ball.
I'm an All-American.
Yeah.
Another called strike.
Great job by Hochschild. He works the outside part of the plate, comes back to the inside part of the plate, and let's see if he can put him away. That's been the challenge. Can Hochschild put away one of the nation's elite hitters?
They try to work him in, and Naquin strokes it to right. We've got a 1-out single for the Aggies. The 3 finalists for the Golden Spikes Award will be announced on Tuesday, with the award presented July 6th.
Here you got 3 Aggies as semifinalists here. 2 pitchers and a position player. Shows you the type of talent this team's featuring.
We mentioned previous award winners, Buster Posey, Bryce Harper, Steven Strasburg. Yengel 1-2 on the night, drove in the game's first run in the first inning with a single, batting .304.
Now we get to see a little bit of Texas A&M speed. Naquin with 21 stolen bases on the season looked to be ready to run there on that 0-1 pitch. 0-1's always a great pitch to run on. Guy has a sizable lead over there at first base.
Count evens at 1-1.
When I say great pitch to run on, usually because that 0-1's a great, a high percentage breaking ball count, and there Hochschild stays true to that count, throws a breaking ball, but Naquin decides not to run.
Just in there again.
Doing a great job getting a big lead. One of the things that base stealers don't do a good enough job of is getting their maximum lead. And if you're trying to steal a base, that's what it should be like every time at first base. You should barely be safe.
again.
Had him leaning, but again, like I said, if you are trying aggressively to steal a base, you need your biggest possible lead, and you should have some lean towards second base. And if they pick, you got to be explosive enough to get back. But trust me, as somebody that stole a few bases in my day, you have got to get as many feet off that base as you can, because most plays at second base are decided by inches, not feet. You need every inch you can get.
Throw home. 2-1.
I tell you what, these boys got me all fired up. I just want somebody run. So I had this game all hyped. I'm a stolen base guy. These guys are supposed to be stealing, and everybody's got cold feet over there at first.
These two teams, first and fourth in the nation in stolen bases. He goes through the right side. Naquin will take third on Jengle's second hit of the game.
This is what you call textbook hit and run baseball. Yangle does an amazing job of letting this ball get deep. Watch Naquin run there. He drives a ball exactly where the second baseman Broughton was. And now A&M's got Dayton exactly where they want them, first and third, and they're all Big 12 player up in Jacob House.
Broughton had to cover the bag. Had the runner not gone, probably would have been a 4-6-3 double play.
That's why you got to run, man. You got to get over there and use your speed. You got to make things happen, open up holes, and perfectly executed hit and run there by Yangle.
Jacob House is the last guy Housechild wants to see right now. Already 2 for 2 on the day. Let's make that 3 for 3 as he brings in Naquin. It's a 3-0 Aggies lead.
The Housechild just can't live in the middle of the plate. House is obviously feeling great today, seeing the ball like a watermelon, and Houschild's trying to be aggressive, trying to get on top of the count, but what we see is a fastball right down the middle, and House not going to miss those. And I'm telling you, there has been about 3 swings where he is, if he would have hit those balls worse, they'd have been homers. And what I mean by that, he's hitting those balls so square that he's not getting any air under them. If he misses any one of those 3 balls by a centimeter, he's looking at a multi-home run game. So House has really showed up tonight, swinging the bat great.
House now 3 for 3 on the night. That brings up the catcher, Troy Stein. Breaking ball in there for a strike.
My old man used to say a home run is nothing but a line drive you just missed. And I've seen some players hit singles that'll make you drop your jaw, and House has hit 3 absolute 1-irons into right field tonight, centimeters away from having a multi-home run game, as I said, but nevertheless 3 for 3, pretty good anyway.
The 1, 2, and 3 hitters for the Aggies, a combined 7 for 9.
Is that good?
A little bit.
That's good. I think that's good. I think if you ask Coach Childers before the game,
pick off at second.
If you take 7 for 9, I think he'd have taken that. Just guessing.
All 3 of those hitters, Naquin, Yangle, and House, came in batting over 300. Crowd getting into it here at Blue Bell Park. Count evens at 1-1.
And, you know, really this isn't all that uncommon from Housechild. I mean, you look at his numbers. He's given up 123 hits and 113 innings coming into the game. So he's used to giving up hits. But what he's also used to getting is run support. And to this point in time, Dayton hasn't given him any runs to play with. And so every run A&M scores feels that much bigger as we watch this game unfold.
Fooled him on the breaking pitch.
Here we are again, a 2-strike count. Can Housechild put somebody away in an efficient manner and not use 5 or 6 pitches to do it?
He's about to throw his 84th pitch of the game. Yangle on second, House on first. Ball 2. It's a 3-0 Aggies lead. It could be much worse.
Yeah, it feels much worse. Nevertheless, just a 3-run lead, and Housechild 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning with a double play ball if he can induce one.
In the dirt. ball 3.
What you're seeing is a pitcher that is a little gun shy. He's had some balls hit hard off of him, really doesn't want to challenge the strike zone, keeps trying to live on that fastball off the outside corner running back, and just hasn't been able to make his off-speed pitches consistently. And here he is again in a dangerous situation. Runners in scoring position and a 3-2 count.
Here's the 3-2. He went around, got him.
And Hochschild's probably breathing a deep sigh of relief, saying, finally I make a pitch when I need one, a hard breaking ball on the outside part of the plate. And you can see Stein definitely went around there. And big pitch by Hochschild. Still has some work left here as we get a pinch hitter here for Texas A&M.
Yeah, that pinch hitter is Chance Balcerek.
Coach Linklater is going to go out there and talk about how they're going to work Balcerek here, go back over the scouting report, talk about how they want a game plan to get him out.
We are at the College Station Regional here at Bluebell Park. The #1 seed Texas A&M Aggies leading Dayton 3-0 right now. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Dayton starter Michael Hochschild in a bit of trouble. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. And pitch hitting for Mitchell now, Chance Balcerek.
Just shows you how important Coach Childress thinks this at bat is, that he's going to the bench in the 4th inning.
Chris Burke and Deuces Rogers with you here. Ground ball to first. Ryan takes it himself, and that retires the side. Coming up after the break, we'll visit with Dayton coach Tony Vittorio. Stay with us. Hochschild.
You said you wanted more stories.
Hey.
All right, Coach, we're in a little bit of a break. We'll be with you in about 30 seconds.
Gotcha.
Coach, can we get a big hit down there or what?
Absolutely, man. Getting guys in scoring position.
Man.
Striking out looking, brother.
Man, I'm feeling for you, bro.
Yeah.
You need a hug?
Back here in College Station, Texas, the Aggies leading the Dayton Flyers 3-0 as we head to the top of the 5th inning. Joining us now, Dayton head coach Tony Vittorio. Coach, what have you seen from your starter, Hochschild?
I don't know. It seems like he's leaving the ball up in the zone a little bit. His off-speed stuff's way out of the zone, so I just told him his best is yet to come, man.
Coach, you guys have done a great job against Walker tonight, putting pressure on him. Just still waiting for that big hit, huh?
Absolutely. I mean, you know, we're getting guys in scoring position. We've already created a little havoc on the bases, and we just got to find a way to come up with some hits to get them in.
Good luck, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much, Coach Vittorio. It could be much worse for Dayton. The Aggies have left 8 men on base thus far. Going back to what you said, it feels much worse than it actually is.
It does. But by the same token, Dayton's left some runners on base as well. So that hasn't been a one-sided affair. And up to this point, both teams are really short a few runs from where they could be. And if I'm Dayton, as bad as it feels, again, you're just a 3-spot down, and this is still very much a ball game.
Top of the 5th inning, the top of the order for the Flyers. So if they're going to get an opportunity, it might be now. Brian Blasek at the plate. Count evens at 1-1.
Blasek got on last time and stole a base, and obviously that's their recipe for success. Let's see if he can do that again.
Ground ball taken by the second baseman, Arthur. 1 away.
Nice play there by Arthur, going to the backhand. Made that play look simple. It is not, especially to get the speedy runner Blasek at first.
That brings up the designated hitter for the Flyers, number 9, Ian Hundley. He's 0 for 2 with the strikeout. Tapped foul, 0-1.
The first 2 outs have not been the problem for Waka. It's been once he's gotten to 2 outs, putting this Dayton Flyer team away. And of course, Dayton would like to scratch something across earlier than with 2 outs, but Waka's done a good job getting out 1 and 2. He's had trouble finishing the Flyers off in an efficient manner, still trying to get a 1-2-3 inning.
It's called strike. Yeah, Waka has not had a 1-2-3 inning since the first inning.
And that's what's caused his pitch count to be where it is.
Hundley stays alive. Waka works fast, almost like he's double parked.
He might be.
Just misses inside, 1 and 2.
Something tells me with the amenities at this place that they got parking passes for these kids. What do you think?
Maybe he wants to get back in the clubhouse so he can play with that PlayStation or Xbox.
He wants to go play tour of duty. He's trying to get this game over with.
Fouled straight back. Count remains 1 and 2. Gorgeous ballpark here.
You know, Coach Childress spoke very highly of Waka's changeup. We haven't seen it much here tonight.
Tommy Conrad warming up in the bullpen for the Dayton Flyers. We'll see if Hochschild comes back out for the bottom of the 5th inning. Again, they poured in some $24 million to renovate the stadium. Little flare into the right field. So that's a 1-out single for Hundley.
And again, you see these Flyer runners. They have been coached to not test Mr. Naquin out there in right field. That's a ball that a lot of times out of the gate you're sniffing a double on, and Hundley doesn't even make an aggressive turn there at first. Just puts on the brake and enjoys an easy stroll into first.
That brings up Bobby Glover, 0 for 1 with the walk. Hundley dancing over there at first base.
16 stolen bases, obviously has proven himself worthy as a base stealer. Again, they have got to do what got them here. They got to get going.
Got him in a pickle. Shortstop Mikey Reynolds applies the tag.
Well, Coach Childress saw what I saw, which was on the first pitch, he had the momentum lead and didn't go. And so the second pitch, he tried it. And you see that momentum lead, which I mean how he shuffles there before the pitcher actually throws the ball and gets caught in his shuffle. And that's a recipe for getting picked off.
1-3-6 on the putout. Count 1-1 to Glover. When you're down 3-0, as you said earlier, you cannot run into outs.
You know, but that's a catch-22 because that's what got them here. They have to be aggressive. They have to run. But, yeah, it takes those wind out of your sails when you do get on base and you make it out on the bases. So I don't blame them. You know, as a base-stealing coach, you've got to let your players play. But in these games where every out's magnified, it certainly hurts a little bit worse when you get picked off.
Tapper off the glove of Yangle. So Glover's at first base.
Yeah, just a fastball that Glover chops in the ground, and really a pretty easy play there by Yangle. But Yangle, not known for his defense, just misses the catch and doesn't make that play, and that's an E5 as it should be. That's a fairly routine ball. Just looked like he didn't finish the catch there and kind of just whiffed it.
C.J. Gilman skies one. Straightaway center. Rats it under it. And that ends the frame. Coming up, we'll talk to A&M head coach Rob Childress. His team up 3-0.
NCAA.com is your online destination for college sports with comprehensive video highlights, stats, and editorial coverage of every championship, as well as live streaming game coverage of multiple spring championships across all 3 divisions. NCAA.com delivers in-depth and extensive coverage of your favorite schools and your favorite sports this spring. NCAA.com, the home of college sports.
Back here at Bluebell Park, Texas A&M with a 3-0 lead on Dayton. Joining us now, A&M head coach Rob Childress. All right, Coach, we spoke to you yesterday in your office, and we were talking about the speedsters on Dayton, and you told us it'd be up to your pitchers to worry about that. How about that pickoff move by Waka?
Well, they're trying to get a jump lead and, gaining ground, and Michael held it for a little while, caught him at the right time, was able to pick him off.
Coach, your stars have been stars tonight at the top of the order, 7 for 9. However, only 3 runs so far. Still waiting for that big hit from the bottom of the order, huh?
Well, we've left a small village on the bases today, and hopefully we can get a few big hits here in the next couple innings.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. Best of luck the rest of the way.
Thanks, guys.
Once again, it's a 3-0 lead. A&M 3 runs on 8 hits, 1 error. Dayton Flyers, no runs, 5 hits, no errors. Hostile still in there. Starts off Wood with the strike.
You sure it's just 3-0? That's it?
Feels like a lot more.
3-0 it is.
It's quickly 0-2.
And that's been a recipe that Hochschild's missed, getting ahead 0-2. Again, still a challenge to put somebody away. Let's see if he can get a quick out here to start the bottom of the 5th.
Chopper to short. Blasik. Good scoop there by A.J. Ryan. For more information on tournament coverage and interactive brackets, you can go to NCAA.com. One away here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Mikey Reynolds takes one low. Dayton Flyers have left 7 men on base. A&M has left 8.
And we keep talking about, A&M, as Coach Childress said, leaving a small village on base. But again, Dayton's right there with them. Really, each team still looking for that one big hit.
The 2-0. Yanked foul. Here's what we were talking about. 15 men left on base between the 2 squads.
Yeah, that's frustrating. Both teams are sitting there thinking what could have been. And really, if each team splits it down the middle, we're probably still where we're at, which is a 3-run game. So, nevertheless, A&M is in the lead as they should be. Dayton still hanging around.
Yeah, both teams can feel frustrated or fortunate. Walked them there. So Reynolds draws a 1-out walk. That brings up the center fielder, the 8-hitter, Cray Bratson.
You got speed on the bases and your shortstop Reynolds. You got a contact hitter in Bratson. Pretty good opportunity here. You got a sinker ball pitcher. Pretty good opportunity to do a hit and run.
Runner goes. He's in there.
And that's a nice fake bunt steal play. And what they're doing there is they're trying to keep the catcher back just a little bit. You see here Reynolds does a good job. He's looking in there. I don't know if he's expecting a hit and run. Normally base stealers don't look in, but good enough jump to still beat the throw. Great head first slide, man after my own heart, sliding in there head first.
Did you go in head first?
Oh, I used to love it. How much blood can I get on my knees?
Ground ball left side. Centerman looks the runner back and gets the out. 2 away.
I've got permanent scars on my kneecaps from sliding head first. When I got a little older, I started sliding feet first. I got a little smarter. But when you're young and dumb, you don't care. Whatever you eat dirt to get to second base doesn't matter. But really, it's a risky play. You can break fingers, dislocate shoulders. Like I said, you just live with bloody knees. Tough to sleep. The sheets are sticking to you and all that type of stuff. But if you're a base stealer, man, you'll love it.
Takes a special kind of mindset. Scott Arthur looks at one, down and in.
That's why you don't see a lot of guys late in their career stealing bags, because it ain't no fun. You're diving back to first, you're diving into second, your knees are constantly sore, your fingers, your elbows, and most of the time once guys get paid, they just stop stealing bases. That's usually what you see.
Aggies 2 for 8 on the evening with runners in scoring position. Once again, the winner of this game will take on Ole Miss in the nightcap tomorrow. The loser will take on TCU in the day game. The 100th pitch for Hochschild. It's a strike, 2-1.
You got to wonder what you're waiting for there if you're Arthur. 2-0 count, runner in scoring position. You get a fastball right down Broadway and take it. An opportunity gone by the board there to drive in a run.
Fouled off.
Just like that, you're in a 2-2 count. So, you know, you got to be, with runners, it's okay, nobody on, you're leading off an inning. Yeah, take a 2-0 pitch, make a guy throw another one. 2-0 count, runner in scoring position. We got to be ready to pull the trigger and drive in a run right there. And now he's dealing with a 2-2 count where he could get anything under the sun here with Hochschild. You never know what he's going to throw up there.
Got him to chase. So they strand the runner at second base. It's 3-0 Aggies at the end of 5. The SEC is certainly dominating the sporting landscape, and next year, Texas A&M will be part of the Southeastern Conference.
Yeah, they're going to get a little taste of what the SEC is going to be like here. If they hold on to this lead, they'll play Ole Miss, which would be a future rival of theirs in the SEC West. And SEC's just been dominant. And as an SEC guy, that really pains me to say, Deuces. You know, I hate to talk about the SEC, but pretty good year for the boys in the Southeast. National championship in football, basketball, and we'll see what happens here in the baseball tournament.
Yeah, next year for baseball, the official move for all the teams begins 1 month from today, July 1st. Waka back out there. He opens up A.J. Ryan with the ball. Ryan lifts one to shallow left field. The shortstop, Mikey Reynolds, under it. 1 away. Look at that. Of the 64 teams, 8 coming from the SEC.
Yeah, another great year in the Southeastern Conference, and really 10 if you count Missouri and Texas A&M coming to the league next year. 2 more teams you could put on that list. And it's going to be interesting what happens, because now with a 14-team SEC and 10 teams that make the conference tournament, it's going to be interesting to see if the NCAA allows that many Southeastern Conference teams in the tournament, if they allow that many at-large bids.
Zach Stewart, chopper to first, over to Waka, 2 away. Here's a bit of a surprise.
Kentucky, who started the year off hotter than any team in the country, has played not quite as well down the stretch, and now in 18 innings in a dogfight in game 1 against Kent State.
You know something about 18-inning games, right?
I got a hit one time in the 18th inning.
For the Astros.
Yeah, fortunately I got that hit because now people in Houston still remember me.
You paying for meals in Houston?
Not usually.
Misses outside. Count runs to 1-2 on Broughton. Two and two.
My guess in that Kentucky-Kent State game, there's a couple relievers that are just wearing it, because you just can't, in a double elimination tournament, you just can't use them all. By the same token, it stayed scoreless in extras, so somebody on both squads is really manning up and pitching their tail off to get that game into 18 innings.
Waka looking to send him down 1-2-3 in this 6th inning. Just off the outside corner.
The difference between that pitch Waka's throwing and the one we've seen from Hochschild is Waka throws the true 4-seamer and Hochschild gets that little late run.
That one missed. So a 2-out walk.
And Waka just cannot buy a 1-2-3. Got an easy first, and since then has really labored to get in and out of innings. And again, you see a Dayton hitter show up and give us a great 2-out at bat.
That is the 3rd walk issued by Waka. Robbie Sunderman at the dish. 1 for 2 on the night. That's a single and a strikeout looking. Harmless looper caught by the second baseman, Arthur. And it's easy work for Waka. We played 5.5, 3-0 Aggies.
NCAA.com is your online destination for college sports, with comprehensive video highlights, stats, and editorial coverage of every championship, as well as live streaming game coverage of multiple spring championships across all 3 divisions. NCAA.com delivers in-depth and extensive coverage of your favorite schools and your favorite sports this spring. NCAA.com, the home of college sports.
3-0 Aggies on top of the Dayton Flyers in the opening round of the NCAA Regionals. The top of the order has been getting it done for Texas A&M.
Yeah, the top of the order here, 7 for 9 as advertised with Naquin, Yangle, and House. The struggle has been to knock these guys in once they've gotten on, but they keep doing their thing, and Texas A&M will continue to extend this lead.
The rest of the order for Texas A&M just 1 for 13. Right on cue, top of the order. Tyler Naquin digging in. In addition to the 2 hits for Naquin, he's also scored 2 runs.
What do you got on this A&M high stirrup look?
I like it. Old school.
That is old school.
Did you wear them high or no?
At the end of my career, I wore my pants high, but I went with the solid socks. Yeah, see what I'm saying? So I went with the unicolor sock look, kind of the soccer sock look. I loved wearing my pants up. I don't know if I'm crazy about the stirrup look, though.
Reminds me of Little League stirrups.
I mean, at our Little League in Kentucky, they would wear the stirrups with no socks. That's Kentucky baseball for you right there. See that? Imagine no socks.
Show off the calf muscles?
That's a bad look, I'm telling you.
The 2-0. Catches the outside corner.
My dad would never let me do that. I'd have to sleep outside if I tried to pull that look off. But A&M, you like it. They play old school. They dress old school. Got a great mentality about their program.
Fouled away.
You see a couple Dayton Flyers with some old school looks there. There's the stirrup look, but with a little more flair to the socks. See, those are lower stirrups with the striped sock look, and see a couple of the Dayton Flyers featuring that look. Really all of them, but the pitcher there, I guess.
No socks. What did those cleats smell like at the end of the game?
I don't know, dude. I didn't do it. I'm not saying I did it. If you found a picture of me, I'll deny it, okay? I didn't do that, but I had some teammates that would feature that look from time to time. You got to like the Dayton stripe high socks.
The 2-2 pitch. Lifted high and deep to center at the warning track, caught by Glover. Well, you talked about how you wore your socks. Let's go ahead and see if we can see what they look like back in the day.
Oh, no. This is pants is down as far as you can get them. See, Steve, you got to run, man. You got to go. Oh, knees are torn up.
That's what you're talking about, the whole
and here
head
we
first
go.
diving.
Oh, a little shortstop play. Anthony, don't stop, man. Keep the clips coming. Keep them coming, brother.
It's from the 01 World Series, right?
Oh, what a good time. What a good time getting to Omaha is. These kids don't know what's in front of them. If they knew what was in front of them, they'd play even harder than they do already.
Yangle at the dish. Wow, look at those ranks. 3-time All-American in Knoxville with the Vols.
Tony, you can leave that up rest of the inning if you like. No, yeah, that was a good time. My time in Knoxville is dear to my heart, a special time in my life, and love college baseball, always have, always will, and have some really good memories of my time on the Hill in Tennessee.
Second in hitting. Who's first? Do you know?
Yes, I do. A guy by the name of Sam Ewing had like a .430 career average.
Wow.
So he one-upped me there. But I was able to replace a guy named Todd Helton in a couple of those categories who he's pretty good.
I was surprised Helton wasn't first on that batting average list. He could rake.
He still can rake. Could and can.
That one lifted into left field. Caught by Stewart. First 2 batters put away.
Yeah, those were the days when you tried to get the pants as low as you could. You still see a lot of those guys, but the high look's starting to come back. You see Hochschild featuring the low kind of pajama look that you see with some kids these days. It's, can I get my baseball pants to look like pajamas? That's the new look, but then you still get some guys going old school as well.
Jacob House stands in there. 3 for 3 on the afternoon, or evening, I should say.
House has had 3 rockets tonight that almost look like photocopies of each other, just rockets into right field.
Tall, lanky.
Talk about another kid that projects to even put on more weight and have more power. I know that he has not been drafted yet, but if I'm a pro scout, I'm taking a flyer on this kid. Already shows some great bat speed, and I can only imagine how much weight he could put on.
He's 6'3", about 190 pounds. Taking a look at what he's done tonight.
In the words of Dustin Pedroia, we'd call this a laser show. rocket to right, and rocket to right. So as I said, 3 photocopy swings by Jacob House, putting on a show here tonight in front of the home crowd.
Right on the screws. He's in the hole, 1 and 2. Hits it hard, but right at the second baseman, Broughton. Well, Hochschild gets the top 3 in order this time. It's 3-0 Aggies. Aggies lead at 3-0. It's been a trying year for the Flyers. Dayton head coach Tony Vittorio lost his father back in March after a battle with cancer. His father, Phil. The players wearing PV on the back of their helmets. Not only that, coach has a quote from his dad on the underside of the bill of his cap.
I'm fine, just relaxing. That was his dad's line. He said even if his dad was tense or stressed, he would always say, man, I'm fine, just relaxing. And Coach Vittorio comes from a strong, deep-rooted Italian family, and you could just hear the love and admiration in his voice when he spoke about his father, and said his dad was a big part of this team, and in a way they're playing for him right now. And just a great story, and a real grassroots story here with the Dayton program.
His father, Phil, would travel with the team. And Coach Vittorio said that a lot of people have come up to him and said they wish they had that closeness with their own father that he had with his.
Yeah, you could hear the emotion as he told us the story. And another great side note to this Dayton run is a strong senior group and a great coach, and just a great story here with the Dayton Flyers.
Leadoff batter of the inning, Dugan, flies out to center. Actually, that was a pinch hitter. Joe Gaeta.
And that's something we see from Dayton. They pinch hit for Dugan from time to time. And we'll see Jeffrey here replace him in the next inning. Their catcher that actually is their starting catcher that's played the majority of the games for them. But he does not catch Hochschild, so Dugan catches Hochschild, Jeffrey catches the next 2, and he'll finish the game up here for Dayton tonight.
Waka quickly ahead of Blasik, 0-2. Counts now 1-2.
You get a bit of a feeling that Dayton had their chances early, and that Waka has settled in, and you get that feeling that Waka is smelling the finish line at this point.
Gets him the chase.
If Keith Law is watching, he's going to be happy about this breaking ball. Waka might be moving up the board with that. We call that a downer. You see that ball get to home plate and go straight downhill into the ground. And that's a big-time breaking ball from a big-time pitching prospect.
The number 2 hitter, Ian Hundley, stands in there. Waka has 8 strikeouts on the night. Hundley was a victim back in the 3rd inning. Tell you, Coach Childress has the luxury of having 2 aces. We'll see the other one, Ross Stripling, in the game tomorrow. Those two guys eat innings.
Yeah, you see Waka here at the 110 pitch count, but big old right-hander like this, he definitely does not appear to be slowing down. Looks like he's getting stronger, if anything.
Waka averages 7 2/3 innings per start.
And you can see that. Looks like he's in great shape, fiery competitor. I wouldn't be surprised if he finished this thing out.
Count now 3-2. Hundley 1 for 3 on the night. He's got one of the 5 hits against Waka.
Actually, the Aggies got a couple guys getting hot down there in the pen, and it might be a case where 3-0 lead, they might take Waka and let him take it to the house after a great performance.
Strikes him out, his 9th strikeout of the game.
See Michael Waka showing us why he's a star of stars here tonight. Gas past another Flyer hitter. Song.
Just listen to some good music here
Deep
at
in the heart
Bluebell
of Texas,
Stadium.
brother.
Top of the order for A&M, accounting for all 3 runs. 3 runs scored. It's a 3-0 game. Here's how we got there. First inning after a double by Naquin, and Yangle drove him in.
Yeah, Yangle had a big night here tonight for Texas A&M. A couple hits, including the first RBI of the night.
And then in the 3rd inning, Hostile got a little wild.
Yeah, I mean, as wild as he's been, he's minimized the damage and prevented any big numbers being put on the board against him.
And Jacob House, 3 hits on the evening.
3 hits and a beautiful RBI single there to right. But somehow Hochschild is still finds himself in this game battling as we were told he would.
He's got a new battery mate in there, and Josh Jeffrey takes over for Curious Dugan. Leading off here in the bottom of the 7th, the catcher, Troy Stein.
Hochschild's at 117 pitches, and there is nobody throwing in the Dayton bullpen.
Stein 0 for 1 on the evening. Counts 1-1.
What a gritty performance this would be if Hochschild got through this game after the start he got off to.
Misses low. 2-1. It's been a long night for Hochschild, but he's a bit fortunate to only be down 3 runs.
Yeah, and he's a grinder, man. You can just tell this guy has no quit in him whatsoever. As we said earlier, this is a senior that's waited his whole career to get here, and he has grinded all night long and finds himself still competing here in the 7th.
Hit sharply through the hole. That's a leadoff single for Stein.
A ball that really you feel like could have been caught. Blasik found himself a little bit shaded up the middle and a little bit shallow. You can see how he's a few feet in off the grass there, and that ball gets by him. see two workhorses working deep into the game. 122 for Hochschild, 114 for Waka. Difference is Waka's already completed 7. Hochschild's just starting his 7th inning here.
Chance Bolserek steps in.
We finally have some activity there in the Dayton bullpen. At some point, 130, 140 pitches, you got to believe Hochschild's going to get the hook here.
It's Tommy Conrad, left-hander. Off speed misses. Leadoff man aboard here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Hochschild's 125th pitch of the game upcoming after he checked in on the runner at first. Stein only has 1 stolen base on the year. I'm not sure he's going anywhere.
He was going Little League style. I don't even think he let off that time.
Ripped to first. They only get 1.
Really nice play there by Ryan, trying to start that 3-6-1 double play. Probably the toughest play to make in baseball. Dayton tried it nicely, but a fast Bolserek beats it out.
It's kind of hard when you got that runner right in your
Watch him
sight line.
lead his shortstop there to the outside part of the bag, which is exactly what you have to do as a first baseman. But again, the runner just beat it. Even though Hochschild didn't have his foot on the bag, wouldn't have mattered anyway. There's a few things you love about having a left-handed first baseman. Number one is glove side is in the hole, so he can make more plays to his right, which is where more balls go than down the line. And number 2 is he can make that throw to second base from outside the runner instead of having to throw over or across the runner like a right-handed first baseman would have to do. We see Ryan showing that reason there of catching that ball, throwing it to the inside part of the base, and allowing his shortstop an angle to throw that ball, not only to see the throw, but then to get a good throw back to first base.
The 0-1 pitch to Brandon Wood. In there for a called strike.
Hochschild just keeps grinding, man. Just keeps grinding. I don't even think I do not think he knows or cares how many pitches he has out there. He is just competing with every pitch.
Trying to keep Bolserek honest over there at first base.
And, you know, we talked about the pitch count a lot early, and rightfully so, but if you're a pitcher like Hochschild who can go deep in a game, you're not worried about wasting some pitches early. If you feel comfortable throwing 130 or 140, then you can nibble around some big at-bats because you don't worry about throwing 120, 130, 140 pitches, which he's well on his way to getting to that point tonight.
It's a ball. Why is it that in the majors we see guys throw a lot less pitches, but in college you can see a guy throw 130?
Because they got $100 million in them, and they don't want to blow them out. Everybody's scared to death to lose their job. Nolan Ryan has been very vocal about that, and his Ranger pitchers really don't have a pitch count. And you know, I think that we're all products of our environment. I remember playing with Roger Clemens, and he said if they used to pull me after 100 pitches, I'd have never made it out of the 5th inning. So, you know, I just think it's what you're used to. And
ground ball to third. Oh! Eats up Sunderman. That'll be his 11th error of the season.
Dayton has played great defense up until this point in the game. You can see he lays back on that ball just a little bit. And really the last hop, watch this ball catch the lip. The runner's running, so his play's at first base. This ball hits right there. You can see that last hop. It seems to always get you, especially when you lay back on the ball a little bit. Lazy feet cost him a bad hop, which resulted in an E5 right there.
So we got runners on first and second. 1 out. Mikey Reynolds at the plate.
you know, back to your point, if you take some of these guys and give them a bunch of money out of high school or college, and you only let them throw 100 pitches in the minor leagues, well, then by the time they get to the big leagues, they're conditioned to only do that. Whereas back in the day when nobody used to care about pitch count, when they got in the big leagues, it was 140, 150, 160 pitches without even thinking twice about it.
On a lot less days of rest, too.
Well, and again, you know, they're making less money. So if a, you know, $500,000 or $1 million pitcher blows out, it's not as big a deal as if a $125 million Johan Santana blows out or whatever the case might be. So money has changed a lot of things in the game, and pitch counts is one of them.
The 1-1 to Reynolds. Chop back up the box. Through the infield. That'll score a run. And now it's a 4-0 Aggies lead.
Well, the defense lets him down 2 plays in a row. Hochschild deserves better. He's making pitches, still competing. Should be out of this inning right now. And not only is he not out of it, but he's right in the middle of a jam. And this is a tough play. He kind of gets caught in between on this high hop and doesn't glove it. But not only does he not glove it, he ruins a chance at a possible throw behind at second base, and gets in way of this throw. If we let that replay run, he's going to throw this guy out at second. And Blasek puts his glove in front of the relay throw, which could have gotten him another out. You'll see right here, he puts his glove in the way, and they're going to get that guy out at second. It's kind of a double E6 right there, really.
It's Blasek's 21st error of the season.
And look, that wasn't an easy play. You'd like to see him maybe slide over and try to get in front of that ball. Sometimes playing shortstop puts you in positions where you've got do-or-die plays. But it's just unfortunate for Hochschild. He deserves better. He's grinding out here. He's gotten 2 ground balls, and not only is he not out of the inning, but he's still right in the middle of a jam. So let's see if he can find a way to continue to make pitches and get Dayton back in the dugout.
Craig Braxton in the hole, 0-1. Swings over the top of that one, 0-2.
134 pitches into the game. Defense is failing him. No bad body language. No sign of defeated look on his face. Hochschild has really impressed me tonight with the way he's competed.
Dayton with 2 errors in the inning. Gets him swinging, 2 away.
You know, as an infielder, one of the things I loved most and got me fired up about playing with pitchers was when they could absorb an error and come back and make a pitch. And we're talking about a guy that's been roughed up and not had his best stuff, but he continues to compete. And literally, you would have no idea whether they were winning or losing, whether the defense was playing great or poorly by his body language. And that's what makes him a team leader. I'd play behind this guy any day of the week.
Scott Arthur, a senior, steps in, calls time.
You see a lot of guys who can pitch and who can command and who can compete when things are going their way. But the true mettle of a competitor is what happens when things go sideways. And we're learning a lot about Hochschild's character tonight.
Tapper to short. This time Blasek's got it to finally get out of the inning. The Aggies push across another run to take a 4-0 lead at the end of 7. 4-0 A&M.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NCAA for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or any picture, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NCAA's consent is prohibited.
A 4-0 Aggies lead here in the opening round of the NCAA AA regional. Michael Walker back out there, and he's been as good as advertised.
Yeah, Walker's shown us a lot tonight. There's been plus life on the fastball. You can see Dayton has really struggled to get on top of the heater all night. The breaking ball has been better than we heard. And again, he's pitched through some tough moments, showed us some competitive desire. You see that down or breaking ball. I've been trying to figure out all night who this guy reminds me of, and I finally figured it out, Adam Wainwright.
That's high praise.
You look at the size. He even looks like him. Got the scruff going. Adam's a buddy of mine, and Michael looks and favors Wainwright in really a lot of regards, and especially as he gets that down or breaking ball, looks more and more like him with every pitch.
He's got 9 strikeouts on the night. Facing Glover here in the top of the 8th inning. Glover 0 for 2 with a walk. Eighth inning, still hitting over 90 on the gun.
Yeah, I mean, conditioning, these athletes these days are in such good condition. You can just tell neither one of these guys are tired at all.
Foul.
There's got to be a little bit of a, match kind of back and forth deal between. I know pitchers, they'll tell you they don't take outings personally, but anytime you see another guy running out there 140 pitches into his night, you want to match that.
Skied high. That's out of play.
And for A&M, this is exactly how they would have drawn it up. Getting a great start from Waka, working deep in the game, save an already thin bullpen, and set themselves up tomorrow to have their captain Stripling go against Ole Miss in the winner's bracket final.
Stripling is something else. Had a no-hitter earlier this year against San Diego State. Foul back. Count remains 1-2.
Yeah, I mentioned Nolan Ryan's pitch count earlier this year. I played for the Astros, and they tell legendary stories about Nolan Ryan. He once threw 13 innings in a game, and they said he threw 100 pitches at 100 miles an hour. And it's funny, our bench coach was Cecil Cooper, and I used to ask Cecil questions about his playing days all the time. I said, Cecil, tell me the worst game you ever played. And he said, I struck out 6 times in a game once. I said, 6 times in a game? I said, who pitched?
Stroked into right center. Caught.
He said, Nolan Ryan. I said, how'd you bat 6 times against him? He said, he pitched 13 innings.
What?
Yeah. 13 innings, 200 pitches, 100 pitches at 100 miles an hour. That's old school.
Country strong, is what you guys call it? He was country strong?
You call that the Ryan Express.
So Coach Childress going out to either talk to Walker or perhaps make a pitching change. 121 pitches, shutout ball. All right, so that'll be the night for Waka. He will get a standing ovation from the crowd here at Bluebell Park. Listen to this crowd. We'll take a quick break. Back here at Bluebell Park, nice new lounge behind home plate. They spent some $24 million to renovate this facility, and they spent that money well.
Yeah, they got it done in 7.5 months. They said they started after the last pitch of last year. Never thought they'd get it done to start this season, and started right out of the gate with this beautiful facility. And that was just a piece of this facility. The weight room, the clubhouse are just over the top. One of the finest facilities in America.
Waka 7 1/3, 9 strikeouts. The 5 hits he gave up, all singles. No one really got good bat on the ball.
No, pitched great. Probably would like to have a couple of those walks back, but competed, worked out of some jams, and really showed us why he is the prospect he is in the draft coming up.
The new pitcher is Estevan Uriagas, 4-0 on the year, microscopic sub-2 ERA.
And a school record for appearances. This is be his 38th appearance of the season. And so this has been a workhorse out of the bullpen for the Aggies all year long.
Again, Coach Childress has the benefit of having a guy like Waka that can go deep into innings.
You know, it's been interesting talking to the staffs here this week about, you know, depth and bullpen depth and those types of things. And obviously in college baseball, 11.7 scholarships, and every player has to be on at least 25%. That money runs out quick, and it's just tough to have a lot of depth. And so the best teams are the ones that are able to get their starters to their best relievers, because very few teams are featuring depth in their bullpen. And so A&M's formula this year has been great starting pitching, get the ball to Uriagas, get the ball to Martin, and close out wins.
All right, so the batter now, C.J. Gilman. With 1 out, he'll face a new pitcher, Uriagas. Dayton needs to get some base runners, down by 4 runs here in the 8th. Just inside the line. That'll be 2. It's a stand-up double for C.J. Gilman.
Good for him. Good for him. Comes up there ready to hit. Guys coming out of the bullpen, you know he wants to throw strike 1. Gilman switching over to the right-handed side for his first right-handed bat of the day, and able to keep his hands inside that ball. And what I mean by that, that's an easy ball to hook foul into the left field seats. Instead, he keeps that ball fair, and now Dayton's got a runner in scoring position with 1 out.
Saw the chalk dust up. A 1-out double. That brings up the left-handed freshman first baseman, A.J. Ryan.
So this is an advanced move as a hitter. You got to be able to pull your hands inside. You see how his hands are almost on his belt buckle as he hits that ball. And the reason for that is if you extend your arms too soon there, you hit that ball in the berm and it doesn't count. You know, the goal of every swing is to hit a fair line drive, and Gilman shows us how to keep an inside fastball fair right there, keeping it inside the line.
Strike on the inside corner. Gilman, the unquestioned leader of this Dayton team. If they're going to mount a comeback, it probably starts with him.
Yeah, great job there getting the rally started. And now it's a matter of, again, can Dayton get a big hit and try to get some real momentum headed back in their direction?
Ball's low, 2-1.
Uriagas not known for his stuff. We talked to the coaches about him, and they didn't talk glowingly of his stuff, but they talked all about his command and his competitiveness.
Slapped foul, 2-2.
You see, that's the fastball there at 83. So these Dayton hitters are going from 94, 95 from Waka, now 83 from Uriagas, and that's certainly an adjustment, but one I think the Dayton hitters welcome.
Uriagas 5'9", 175 pounds. Slapped foul again.
Big at bat in the game here. If Dayton's going to have a chance, they need to at least put 1 or 2 across the board here in the 8th to set them up with a chance to get a bloop and a blast in the 9th.
Coach Vittorio's team has won a season-high 6 straight games to reach its first ever NCAA tournament appearance. Chop foul.
Yeah, he said that they got off to a slow start. He thought this was going to be the best team he ever had. They started so slowly, they just weren't sure what was going on. But this group of senior has bonded together and finished in a way that's put this program on the map for the first time in school history.
Saw the numbers on Ryan with runners in scoring position this season. Pretty good for a freshman. The 2-2. Eats up the second baseman, Scott Arthur. A play at the plate. Gilman is safe for collision at home plate.
That's scary stuff there. That's why you cannot slide head first into home. The catcher's all padded up. He's got shin guards. He's got chest protector. Look at that. That is gruesome. You can't slide head first into home. And Gilman's a warrior, and he's probably going to stay in the game, but he's lucky to be walking off the field right now. But, boy, that is an ugly sight.
A crimson mass, so to speak. It is Dayton's first run of the game, so it's now 4-1.
So you see he makes a decision to go home, and you got to slide feet first right there. There's a couple reasons. Number one, you might get yourself killed like he almost did. But number two, you have no momentum. Feet first, you can take a catcher's legs out. Head first, you're going to get knocked back the other direction, and that was gruesome. That was ugly. Gilman's toughness is going to be tested. I don't even know if they're going to let him stay in the game after an injury like that. But lost in the mix there is Dayton gets on the board. A costly mistake there by Arthur, a botched backhand, and now Dayton not only scores their first run, but now puts another runner in scoring position.
Scored E4, so an error on Arthur. His 7th error of the season. Mel Scotch-DePole, the pinch runner at second base.
Here we go. This is why A&M is kicking themselves for not driving in all those runs earlier in the game. 4-1, one out, runner in scoring position. A lot of ball game left here to be played tonight.
Zach Stewart, foul. A 4-1 game here at the College Station Regional. The winner of this game will take on Ole Miss, who came from behind to defeat TCU in our earlier game. In the dirt, good stop.
Great play there by Stein. That breaking ball missed its mark by about 3 feet. You see him, watch the agility. Catchers aren't known for their speed, but they got to be able to move out of their crotch fast. And you see him, what a great stop right there to prevent a runner from moving up an extra 90 feet.
The 1-1 is Stewart.
You know, Uriagas has pitched so well all year long. You bring him in the game, you figure give the ball to our guy who's pitched at a 1.7 clip all year long. And all of a sudden things have gotten a little interesting here at College Station. Walker's out of the game, and Dayton seems to have new life.
Stewart skies one into shallow right field. Runner bluffs. Wow. You do not run on that right fielder, Tyler Nathan.
I think we should all say thank you to the pinch runner for giving us a look at that arm. We got the crowd up out of their seat. This is what you call a 80 arm. Keith Law, I know you called this a 70 arm, but I got this as an 80. And what I mean by 80 is they judge arms on a scale of 20 to 80, 80 being the best. And watch the velocity coming out of the arm here. Wow.
Scotched the pole, the pitch runner at second base, thought about it for a split second and said no.
What he's hoping there is he can take 3 steps and Naguin throws that ball into the football stadium. That's what he was hoping. He's hoping to get a wild throw.
So we got a new pitcher coming in. Uriagas is out. Kyle Martin will come in. Martin, their closer. Welcome into our broadcast booth here at Bluebell Park. Kyle Martin, the new pitcher. First it was Waka, then Uriagas, and now the closer.
Yeah, Martin's going to come in the game and try to stop the momentum here for Dayton, who has done a great job of battling here tonight. Everything really gone against them, and here they find themselves still in the ball game, 4-1 in the 8th.
4-1 in the 8th inning. Now that play at the plate with Gilman, all bloody, but is that something that can maybe galvanize his team?
Yeah, I think there's some motivation. Your team leader goes in, comes out all bloody. You know, we're dudes. We like that type of stuff, kind of a Braveheart type of play. And he's probably in there yelling freedom like William Wallace from Braveheart. But watch this. He's going to take a header right in to the shin guard of Stein. And young hitters, young players, young base runners, please don't do that. We used to have a rule in the Astros organization. If you slid head first into home, they took you out of the game.
We'll try to
take you out of the game for sliding in head first into home. So Gilman blows that one pretty good there, but does a great job of scoring a run.
He might be taken out of the game for other reasons. Yeah. He was blooded up pretty good. We'll try to get you an update on his condition as it becomes available. Taking a look at the bracket, Ole Miss was down 2-0, scored 6 unanswered runs to win our earlier game. They await the winner of this one between Texas A&M and Dayton. That will be the nightcap tomorrow. And in the losers bracket, TCU will take on whoever loses this game right here.
Kyle Martin enters the game now for A&M. He's been their closer. And I say closer kind of generously because this guy will throw 3 innings to get a save. Not your typical 2012 closer that comes in and gets 3 outs. This guy has been all things for the A&M program out of the bullpen this year. And even though the numbers aren't great, he's done a lot of great things for them, kind of getting them the bridge to the end of ball games for Stripling and Waka, and they're looking for him to do the same thing tonight.
He's got 6 saves on the year. He inherits a runner on second base, 2 outs. The batter at the plate, Jarrett Brockton. Broughton got a single and 2 walks. He's shown some patience at the plate this evening.
Yeah, 2 walks and a single. That's a great night. Boy, we'd really be capped off with an RBI knock here, and things would get interesting quick.
That's a strike. 0-2 quickly.
Tough for a right-handed hitter when a side armor submarine guy can paint the outside corner. It makes it extremely difficult because, again, your tendency is to fly open a little bit to try to see the release point, and when they paint that pitch on the outside corner, you feel like it's a foot outside.
Count runs to 1-2. Dayton tonight 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position. They need a hit badly.
They certainly do, and really they're going to need a mistake here from Martin because he's got Broughton right where he wants him.
Gets a piece of it to remain alive.
This is one of those guys where you better bring your shin guard up to bat because he will make you foul balls off your feet, off your ankles, off your shin. That ball is violently running towards a right-handed hitter.
4-1 Aggies lead, top of the 8th inning, 2 outs. Kyle Martin facing Jared Broughton. The 1-2. The crowd yells E to Coach Vittorio there.
That's great. You got to love a crowd. This crowd is into the game. I'm going to tell you what, these fans do not miss a play. They're even on Coach Vittorio over there about botching that grounder.
It's a special place here in College Station, Bluebell Park. Swings over the top of it, drop third strike. They get him at first to retire the side. The Flyers get one, still down by 3 runs. It's 4-1. We played 7.5.
A scoring update for you in what is now the second longest game in NCAA regional history. In the top of the 20th, Kent State and Kentucky are still tied at 6.
Back here in College Station, Bluebell Park, the Texas A&M Aggies lead the Dayton Flyers 4-1. There you see C.J. Gillum, who had a nasty collision at home plate. He's back out there.
Warrior, team leader, never a doubt he was going to re-enter this game if they gave him a chance. You see, takes a header here into the shin guard, and what you're seeing right now is what we call street cred. When you take a header like that and come up with a face full of blood and don't leave the game, you earn some serious equity in the locker room, and you might even get some sympathy, love from mom and maybe the girlfriend back home when the game's over. So he's actually, that's going to be a good play for him moving forward.
He's got the head all wrapped up, remains in the game after that collision with catcher Troy Stein. New pitcher in there for the Dayton Flyers. Big Bernie Mitchum, 6'6", 260 pounds. He's Dayton's career strikeout leader.
Yeah, and he comes into the tournament riding a 20-inning scoreless streak. They said that about a month ago they had a team meeting where they just challenged Bernie to step his game up and be the guy they needed him to be, and he's responded with 20 scoreless and really solidified their bullpen.
Some business here. Scott DePole is at second base. Broughton moves over to first. Naquin leads off. You saw Mitchum's numbers. They're a little bit deceiving because they used him as a starter a little bit. Out of the pen, 15 appearances, 6-1 with a 0.25 ERA. Grounded to short. One away.
Texas A&M third baseman, number 17, Matt Gingle.
Yeah, this guy's a monster. Coach Vittorio compared him to David Wells, but I mean, he's got David Wells by about 3 inches. This guy is a beast and an intimidating presence out there on the mound.
Yangle looks at one outside.
Coach told us if Bernie even looks at a cheeseburger, he gains pounds. So they've been all over him about his diet and workout regimen. And they said that Gilman, team captain's been running with him every day, and it's been just a great story here at the end of the year for Dayton.
It's off the outside corner. I mentioned earlier that Dayton usually plays its games in front of crowds of a couple hundred. Probably about 6,000 here tonight. Mitchum told us yesterday, big crowds pump him up.
Loves it. This young right-hander gets fired up to play in big venues, and how can you not? I mean, who doesn't want to play in front of big crowds? If you don't, college sports is not what you need to be into. This is what it's all about right here.
The 2-1 to Yangle. Shows bunt. Now 2-2.
Of course, Omaha is what all these kids are playing for, and Omaha will see crowds, 3 and 4 times this size. And you talk about being wide-eyed. You run out to TD Ameritrade Park, you're going to be fired up about 24,000 fans and the spectacle that is the College World Series.
Changed parks, but the atmosphere is still electric. Caught him looking.
Great pitch there by Mitchum. There's nothing quite as unsettling is when you played in the College World Series. You see Mitchum painting a fastball in the outside corner. You know, I played in the College World Series at Tennessee. We had 28,000. Then I go back there in AAA, and there's like 400 people there, 400 or 500 people there, and you're like, what happened? This isn't what I'm used to. So the Omaha Royals don't draw as good as the College World Series does.
Jacob House in there. 3 for 4 on the night. Looks at a strike. Guess what? Train is back. We've got another train sighting here.
Train is back, and the crowd's going to be all over. They're counting the stations up there. They're guessing the engines, and everybody that put 4 up is high-fiving each other right now. I'm seeing some money exchange hands. This is a great event here. They guess how many engines go across, and they play a little game up there in the crowd. These fans don't miss anything. Oh, yeah. He's dialed in. He's got his Watch ESPN app going right there. He's listening to us right now. Deuce, what do you think?
Hello, Mr. Conductor.
No question. Mr. Conductor, if you're listening, keep it going straight for us, bud. Jacob House has been a man amongst boys here tonight. Has hit 3 rockets into right field. Even his out at second base was hit hard. Trying to cap off a great night here for his 5th at bat.
Mitchum deals. 2-2. Bernie Mitchum, the A-10 Championship's most outstanding player. In the 3 games, earned a win and 2 saves. Blows it by him for strike 3. Back-to-back strikes out for Mitchum. Last licks coming for Dayton. Top of the 9th ahead. It's a 4-1 Texas A&M lead. Back here in College Station, 4-1, Aggies on top, and we are sawing some horns.
Oh, man, that is beautiful sight there. Sawing some horns, singing the war anthem, whatever it is they call it. I don't care what they're saying. It's got me fired up.
They are fired up because they are just 3 outs away from winning this game. New catcher for the Aggies, Cole Langford. Centerman in the hole 0-1.
Martin running a big-time sinker in there kind of makes you remember Preston Morrison from earlier in the day. That ball is diving late at the plate.
Chopper up the middle. Hawker gets him. We are 2 outs away.
Yeah, nice play here by Arthur. Actually, we call this traveling because he loses it for just a second, but fortunately gets enough on the throw to finish that play. A faster runner might have cost him on that play, but nevertheless finishes it well, and the Aggies are 2 outs away from moving on.
Number 5, Josh Jeffrey stands in. Takes a strike.
We'll see Jeffrey catching tomorrow. What a good pitch there by Martin.
New third baseman Charlie Curl in there for the Aggies. One and two. Lifted in the shallow center. 2 away.
Martin coming in, doing his job, making it look easy here. 2 quick outs, and now the fans, I'm sure, will rise to their feet. We're going to get a little standing ovation here and try to will Martin to close this one out.
It all comes down to Brian Blasek. He's up there swinging, 0-1.
They're even hard on the fans. Yelled out E. Paul was screaming. What's he supposed to do? He doesn't have a glove.
That's great. You got to make the play.
He's one of them.
Slow roller to short. Good pickup by House, and that'll do it. Martin comes in, gets the save, does his job. Coach Childress and the Aggies pick up a 4-1 victory in this opening game.
Yeah, A&M takes care of business. They hold serve here at the home field, the #1 seed, and now sets up a big-time matchup tomorrow with Ole Miss in the winner's bracket final.
That'll be our nightcap game tomorrow night here from Blue Bell Park. Taking a look at the brackets. A&M will take on Ole Miss tomorrow, 7:30 Eastern time, 6:30 Central. And in the losers bracket, it will be TCU and Dayton. That will be the early game, 1:30 Eastern, here on ESPN3. For Chris Burke and our entire ESPN crew, I'm Deuces Rogers. Join us tomorrow, 1:30 Eastern, where Dayton will take on TCU in our first elimination game from the regional championship here in College Station. Thanks for watching ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. A&M 4-1 over Dayton.